Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Romans chapter 13, verse 1. We're not going to do much more than get through an introduction this morning. Romans chapter 13 is a little more intense than Romans chapter 12 was. In that, we talk about our government. And one of the hardest things to talk about today in the church is politics. Amen. Romans chapter 13, starting in verse 1. Romans chapter 13, verse 1 says this. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers." Well, there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Let's pray. Father, we ask for blessings on your word this morning. Lord, please speak to our hearts, speak to our minds. Father, show us the truth that is written within these words. We love you, Lord, and we praise your name. We pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Like I say, we're going to spend some time this morning going into an introduction of 13. Because it is going to be a little bit of a difficult passage of Scripture. I sat down yesterday morning. I had a great time in VBS this year. I hope you did too. If you missed it, shame on you. Come next year. We'll do it again next year. But this year, I just really had a really good time. One of the things that I enjoyed the most is the opening part of the VBS where the kids stand up and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I like that. And yesterday when I was sitting down and I started preparing for this morning, I thought about that. I thought, the Pledge of Allegiance is something that we used to do in school every single morning from kindergarten right on up until my older years at school. And I started reading about the Pledge of Allegiance. What does it mean? Where did it come from? And how did it start? Some of the things that I read was this in the beginning. The beginning lines of the Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1892 by a man named Francis Bellamy. And the story is that he was a socialist Baptist preacher. And it says in the history that he was influenced by a family member that believed that utopia could be found. In other words, a perfect society could be formed if there was two things present. First had to be dedication, and the second thing present had to be unity. He said this, he says that if dedication and unity are where they're supposed to be, then a perfect society can be formed. And so the original pledge was written to celebrate Columbus's arrival in the Americas, and it was published in a children's magazine to stress two things. It was written to stress unity and to stress dedication, because those were the two ingredients that it took to make this perfect society. So it read like this: "I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." And that held true to those words for about 25 years, and then there was a concern that the new immigrants that were coming in would have trouble understanding what it meant when they said "my flag." So in the year 1923, they changed the wording to read this: "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States." And 1 year later, after that, they added America. "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States in America." That held true for about 30 years. Somewhere around the 30-year mark, there was another concern because atheist nations was beginning to make their mark in the world, and communism was beginning to flourish and do well. And so the United States wanted the rest of the world to be able to differentiate between what the United States stood on, the foundation of the United States, versus what communism and atheism taught and preached. And so about 30 years later, they added the words "under God" to our Pledge of Allegiance. That was ratified. In other words, that became an official, valid document. And President Dwight D. Eisenhower said, he wrote these words. He said, "From this day forward, the millions of our children, school children, will daily proclaim in every city and town, every village and every schoolhouse this patriotic oath and public prayer. Now, did you catch what he said? Not only is it an oath, but it is declared to be a public prayer. And now, 65 years later from that time, it's the center of controversy today because of what he said 65 years ago, that it is a public prayer. It's the reason that an atheist by the name of Michael Newdow took the state of California to court, because his problem was this, is that no teacher has the right to lead my third grade daughter in her class in the Pledge of Allegiance. And so he took it to the court, and the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals agreed with him, which was not immediately, but just a short time later was overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court. And we may say, hooray, hooray, the Supreme Court finally got something right. But listen to the reason that they overturned the